In the last 1 week, the conduct of police has been firmly thrust into the spotlight, with the brutality meted out on multimedia university students protesting dry taps captured on camera. Now, it's also been a week where Deputy Inspector General of Police Gilbert Masengeli was forced to answer for his wanton disregard of court orders.
Court orders related to the month-long disappearance of activist Bob Njagi and the Longton brothers Jamil and Aslam, now known as the Kitengela 3, who only just returned to their loved ones and whose families have told of the horrors they allegedly endured at the hands of the authorities. The saying goes, never kick a man when he's down, unless you're a Kenyan police officer. You'd be tempted to think this was before the creation of an independent policing oversight authority, or even before the change of identity from a police force to a police service. You'd be forgiven for thinking that perhaps this happened in the 90s, when not even your priestly collar could save you. Again, you'd be wrong. This was not but 5 days ago. An assault on an unarmed, compliant and injured university student. The brutes in uniform deaf to this appeal for mercy. Yet the silence from the police leadership following this undeniable criminality is not only deafening, it's terrifying. Their own standing orders, as elucidated by the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, provide that a police officer shall always attempt to use non-violent means first. The force shall be proportional to the resistance of the person against whom it is used. And when the use of force results in injuries, the police officer shall provide medical assistance. It is a crime to fail to do so. It is just as terrifying to think that you can be picked up in this day and age for all the world to see, held incommunicado for weeks on end, undergo psychological torture, and not even the courts of law can hold the police accountable. A disarming and withdrawal of security for the judge who dares. A clear message that in Kenya, the police are above the law.
As a police officer, it is my duty to enforce court orders. I pray, my Lord, that this court accepts my apology, vacates conviction and sentence. So I pray, my Lord.
All this transpiring just in the last week. It's a pattern that was replicated during the Gen Z-led protests in June, when peaceful protests were met with documented brute force. Police firing on unarmed protesters, journalists, and not even the injured who sought sanctuary in the Lord's house or those who provided medical assistance were spared.
We are working under very tough conditions. I think at the lifetime of the Independent Policing Oversight Authority. We have since found a very hostile environment where our officers, when they go out, they are not getting any information. And when we give out summonses, they are not responded to. And we are going out of our way now to push the matter now to the judiciary to issue even warrants of arrest.
The 2010 Constitution, it was anticipated, would usher in a new era of accountability, bringing an end to the torture chambers of yore. Instead, in the two administrations of which President William Ruto has been a part, the police continue to be used as a blunt force instrument by the state against her people. In return, a blind eye was turned to police criminality.
How did Kenyans end up being killed in this manner? And then it was business as usual. 30 bodies in Yala, 17 bodies in Garissa. There was a container here at the Nairobi area where people were being slaughtered in a police station.
And yet the deaths continue to mount. Though at least 35 documented deaths at the hands of police during the 2023 anti-finance bill protests, according to the Independent Medical Legal Unit. And during the protests this year, the death toll, according to the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, hit 60. Beyond lip service from President Ruto on the independence of police and the tokenistic resignation of the former Inspector General of Police, Japhet Kome, the deaths remain unanswered for.